Hello and welcome. This is Commander Christopher Chapin from the City of Cleveland Division of Emergency Medical Service, also known as Cleveland EMS. Today I'm going to give you a brief look at what is in an ambulance. We will focus on the items that are most utilized by the Cleveland EMS crews. All Cleveland EMS ambulances are constructed on heavy-duty chassis with diesel engines. Here you get a look at entering the cab of the ambulance, and you can see the control screen, which controls the interior lights and the emergency lights. You also get a view of the dashboard. A lot of the items on an ambulance are carried in bags. This enables the crew to carry emergency equipment that is needed to wherever the patient is located. We will begin with what we call the jump kit. This goes with the crew on virtually every call. The jump bag contains diagnostic equipment, which includes a stethoscope, a blood pressure cuff, a pulse oximeter, which measures the pulse rate and the oxygen saturation, and a glucometer for testing a patient's blood sugar level. This video shows how the jump kit is utilized when assessing a patient. The paramedic enters the scene with the jump kit, and all of the supplies needed to do the initial patient assessment are readily available. As you can see, she first applies the pulse oximeter and then applies the blood pressure cuff. This will give her the patient's pulse rate, oxygen saturation, and blood pressure within just a few seconds. One of the most important areas of treatment for EMS is ensuring the patient has a patent airway. In the jump kit, we have multiple devices to maintain an airway. Here you see the intubation and the iGel devices. Also carried in the jump kit are items for bleeding control, burn treatment, and obstetrical emergencies. Another bag that goes in with the crew on virtually every call is the oxygen bag. The oxygen bag contains an oxygen tank, a regulator, and various oxygen delivery devices such as a nasal cannula and oxygen masks. Next, we will show you the cardiac monitor. The monitors utilized by the Division of EMS are very versatile, and they are state-of-the-art. The cardiac monitor shows the paramedic the electrical activity in the heart and if there are any anomalies, which are called dysrhythmias. The cardiac monitor has the ability to take a 12-lead EKG, which is a view of the heart from multiple different angles. This can tell the paramedic if there's a possibility the patient is having a myocardial infarction, commonly known as a heart attack. The monitor will then transmit this information to the receiving hospital, which enables the hospital to mobilize their cardiac care teams to have them meet the patient as soon as they arrive. The most well-known function of the cardiac monitor is defibrillation. Normal electrical activity, as seen here, is a rhythmic pulse through the heart, which allows the heart to efficiently pump blood throughout the body. When a heart attack occurs, a small part of the heart muscle dies. This can throw the electrical rhythm of the heart out of sync, which causes ventricular fibrillation, or VFib, demonstrated here. As you can see, the heart muscle is not beating in rhythm, and therefore no blood is moving. This is what VFib looks like on the monitor. While CPR is being performed, the paramedic will charge the monitor. Once charged, call for everyone to clear the patient, and then shock the patient with a strong pulse of energy, which will contract the heart all at once and allow it to restart in rhythm as demonstrated. A newer item that we have on the ambulance is called the AutoPulse. The AutoPulse is a device that performs mechanical CPR compressions. This ensures that there is no pauses and that all compressions are performed correctly. Here you see the AutoPulse in action on a mannequin. The AutoPulse can perform continuous CPR compressions for up to 45 minutes without having to change the battery. The patient stretcher, or cot, is another essential piece of equipment. All of the cots utilized by Cleveland EMS are power cots, meaning they are hydraulically powered to go up and down. These cots can lift a patient weighing as much as 700 pounds safely. In our most recently acquired ambulances, we have a device called the Power Load System. This enables the cot to be loaded into the ambulance with just the touch of a button. A spinal immobilization board is used in conjunction with the cot to transport patients who have potentially suffered a spinal injury. Here you see a patient being loaded onto the cot after being fully immobilized. In instances where the patient requires movement down steps, we utilize an extrication device called a stair chair. A stair chair works similar to a wheelchair and allows the crew to move the patient easily. As you see in the video, the patient is securely strapped to the chair and then the patient is moved to the steps. When they arrive at the steps, the treads on the back allow for easy movement down the stairs with little effort on the crew's part. The most important thing you need to know is if you're ever in a stair chair, keep your hands on your lap. While there are many other items on the ambulance to deal with every medical or traumatic emergency you can think of, the most important asset we have on the ambulances are the people. All of them are highly trained. The paramedics have over 1,200 hours of initial training and they receive over 40 hours of continuing education per year, as well as maintaining multiple certifications. These highly trained and caring professionals are everyday heroes and we thank them for their service.